Hi everyone, my name is Karine and I am one of the 2 team members of Peachy Apricot. Welcome to our channel. It's been a while since our last video. Come to think of it, this is actually our first vlog with footage from 2022. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers so that we can start creating community posts on YouTube and offer a more interactive experience. If you don't follow us yet, and you think you may enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking our video. In this video, there will be some art, some of our new products, and a bit of our furry studio friend, our dog Abby. This year we had snow all the way to mid-April, so you will also see quite a bit of that. The footage you're watching right now is from the month of March. I had created a design for a mug a few months before, but we decided to drop the idea. However, I really liked one of the sketches I'd done and wanted to use it for larger products such as mouse pads. I tend to draw too small, which is okay when the design is intended for a mug or even a drink coaster. You'll actually see one of those at the end of this sequence. But the issue was that simply enlarging that drawing resulted in a significant loss in quality and a pixelated image. So I decided to just redraw it in a bigger size and at a higher resolution. And that's what this part of our vlog is all about. The dry ink brush that comes with the Procreate app is one of my favorite brushes. This is the one I'm using right now. I really enjoy its texture, but I noticed that when the canvas is somewhat larger, that texture becomes almost invisible. I usually have to tinker with the brush settings so that the result is a bit more rough around the edges. I really wanted to preserve the gritty nature of the brush strokes from my original sketch. I generally prefer drawings that have a less polished look. It doesn't always work out for me, but it's usually my goal to achieve that look. Here, the purple outline lost some of the organic feel of the original sketch, so I opted to draw it again with a bigger brush size. And voila, we're done. Back in February, I wanted to draw a little scene with bear cubs celebrating the return of spring. I created a thumbnail sketch of what I envisioned and soon realized that I definitely needed to practice drawing bears. So I gathered a bunch of photos and started sketching. I wanted to include those photos in the video, but I wasn't sure it was the right thing to do, considering I found them on Google and Pinterest, and that they are probably not free to use in a video. You can type the words bear sitting on Google Images and you will find them all. When sketching from reference photos, I always find it difficult to take distance from the photos themselves and give the subjects a more stylized appearance, as opposed to when I draw from imagination. Most of the time, these drawings end up looking a bit more realistic than I like. Well, as realistic as they can be with my limited skills. But after all, those sketches are meant to be studies and not finished work. I do tend to forget that and generally spend too much time on them. This often leads me to not move on to the next step because I get too attached to the unfinished versions of the drawings. It's quite silly, but it's my sad truth. In this particular case, I tried hard to remain faithful to the poses and the anatomy of the bears in the photos, but I also tried to give them expressive features in order to reflect the personalities that I had imagined for them. I greatly enjoyed this little practice. By the end of it, I could feel that I was getting more and more comfortable and familiar with this lovely giant's anatomy. It felt very satisfying and reminded me that I should really try to make time for this type of practice. Do it as often as I can, not just when I have a project that requires it. Fun story, I never finished that bear cub scene from the beginning of this time lapse. What a surprise. The good part is that I really had a lot of fun drawing these. And also that I got to meet my favorite bear ever. I gave it a very happy and welcoming expression. To be honest, its pose in the picture made it difficult to do otherwise. I'll tell you which one it is when it shows up. And that's the one. I just love its tiny feet. It also looks so gentle, almost as if it would not completely tear you apart if you ever crossed its path. You may have noticed that we were quite behind when it comes to product photos. It feels so good to be done. We hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed making it. And now it's time for us to say goodbye with Abby and her daily encounter with her mortal enemy. We'll see you next time.